What if I told you that every emotion you feel, every thought that comes and goes, every sudden impulse isn't as much yours as you think? What if there were invisible forces right now, shaping your energy without you noticing, guiding your desires, pushing your decisions, and slowly draining your power, almost elegantly? Most people live on autopilot, believing that their lives depend on luck, circumstances, or how much physical effort they put in. And that's it. But those who have awakened to ancient esoteric knowledge know something very different. Something that the modern world didn't forget by accident, but was deliberately erased from collective memory. Everything is energy, and energy can be manipulated. It's not a nice metaphor, nor spiritual poetry to hang on the wall. We're talking about a real, ultimate force that runs through everything that exists. You, your thoughts, the words you say, the places where you spend your time. This energy follows universal laws as precise as gravity, only much more subtle. And not because they don't exist, but because they empower. Have you ever noticed that there are people who drain you without even saying a word, or places that leave you feeling empty, while others recharge you just by walking in? Have you ever felt tired, confused, or irritable for no apparent reason, as if an invisible fog had settled over you? That's not a coincidence, that's energetic manipulation, and it happens much more often, and it's much more dangerous than what you've been told. In this video, we're going to cross the veil of the obvious to touch an uncomfortable and profound truth. The energy that surrounds you and the one you generate is being shaped all the time. And if you don't do it consciously, someone or something will do it for you. Let's unearth ancient knowledge and show you how ancient cultures like the Egyptians, the Vedic sages, and the Hermetic initiates understood energy as a sacred language. And we will also reveal how this knowledge was distorted and how you can recover it. To protect your life, find your energy, heal your vibration, and transform your life from the invisible. Because this is not just information, it's remembrance. Your soul already knows all of this, it just needs you to remember it. Get ready. What you're about to discover can not only change the way you see the world, it can change your entire reality. Since the beginning of humanity, those who knew how to work with energy were not seen as frauds. They were priests, sages, shamans, kings. In ancient civilizations where the visible world was just the surface of something much deeper, understanding and mastering energy was the highest form of power. In ancient Egypt, temples were not just places of worship. They were authentic vibrational machines precisely designed to channel telluric and cosmic energies. The priests of Heliopolis initiated into the mysteries of Ra. They knew that the human voice, when used with the right intention and tone, could modify the energy fields of the body and the environment. The word was not communication, it was creation. In Vedic India, the rishis left in the Vedas and the Upanishads a detailed map of the human energy system, chakras, nadis, and lakprana. And it wasn't a theory to be debated in philosophical circles, it was a practical guide to transmute suffering, heal the body, and liberate consciousness. In other words, something very clear was understood. Whoever controls the flow of energy controls their destiny. The ancient Taoists took this to the extreme of precision. They developed practices such as internal alchemy, microcosmic techniques, and qigong breathing to condense vital energy and direct it with surgical precision. They knew that a poorly channeled emotion could make an organ sick, and that when properly directed, the body would stop deteriorating like the rest. Immortality not as a fantasy, but as energetic mastery. Now then, the uncomfortable question is another one. What happened to all that knowledge? As the centuries passed, the management of energy became more restricted. It was reserved for initiated elites, hidden in symbols, encrypted in hermetic languages, and finally, it was discredited. In front of the public, it was given the perfect label to bury it: superstition, occultism, New Age. The message was simple and brutal. The world must not know that it can create or destroy with its own vibration. Meanwhile, vibrational wisdom was replaced by mechanical materialism. Health became chemical, emotion a disorder, spirituality a dogma, and energy, something that only exists in quantum physics or in marginal corners that no one takes seriously. The ironic thing is that the big institutions never stopped using these principles, they just disguised them. Energetic manipulation presents itself as massive mind programming, cities saturated with stimuli, misaligned electromagnetic waves, and a toxic emotional language that consumes you without you realizing it. It's not that energetic manipulation doesn't exist, it's that you're not using it consciously, and others are. Recovering this knowledge is not just an act of wisdom, it's an act of spiritual rebellion. Because whoever understands energy regains their power, and whoever regains their power stops being manipulable. What comes next isn't just pretty theory, it's direct practice. It's the hidden anatomy of your influence over the world and how to start mastering it. Everything that exists vibrates. The ancients knew it, and today even modern physics confirms it. But what few dare to say out loud is that this vibration can be altered, directed, and programmed, and whoever learns to manage their own energy and that of others can change realities. How does this process really work? Imagine your body not just as flesh and bone, but as an electromagnetic field in constant interaction with other fields. You are literally a vibrational magnet.
Emites frecuencias,
vibrating with your thoughts, your emotions, your words, and your actions. And those emissions not only go out into the world, they shape your environment and come back to you amplified. This isn't self-help with a scientific disguise, it's literal. When someone says you have bad vibes, they're not being poetic. They're perceiving a real energetic distortion, even if they can't explain it. Just like a radio only picks up the station frequency, you can only access the realities that match your own. Here comes the first key principle. Number 1, energy follows attention. Where you put your focus, you put your power. Have you noticed that when you obsessively think about something, whether it's positive or negative, you start attracting more of it? It's not a coincidence, it's by design. Sustained focus on an idea creates an energetic concentration that magnetizes similar patterns. This principle is used by those who know how to work with energy, for better or for worse. From advertisers who make you desire what you don't need, to people who express judgment, envy, or a need for control. Every thought maintained over time and charged with emotion becomes directed energy. Second principle. The energetic body has layers and can be intervened. We are not just a diffuse aura, we are a network of levels: physical body, emotional body, mental body, etheric body, spiritual body. Each of these layers vibrates at a different frequency and responds to specific stimuli. An intense argument, for example, first impacts your emotional body. But if that conflict repeats, if it persists, it ends up filtering into the physical body and appears as illness. And it also works the other way around. A daily practice of gratitude can cleanse the emotional body, organize the mind, and as a side effect, not a minor one, strengthen the immune system. In the initiatic schools, this was called energetic hygiene. Just as you shower so you don't go through life covered in physical dirt, you should cleanse your energy field so you don't carry emotions, tensions, and vibrations that aren't even yours. Third principle, energy can be stolen or transferred. Have you ever felt drained after talking to someone? Or has a single look left you feeling uneasy for hours? It's not suggestion, it's real. Mystics spoke of energy cords, invisible ties that are activated through emotional connection, prolonged contact, or intimacy. Through them, there can be an exchange or leakage of energy. It's not about living in paranoia or seeing enemies around every corner. It's about understanding that your field needs boundaries, protection, and conscious nourishment. In the next part, we will explore how to protect, purify, and direct your energy, just as the ancient alchemists and healers did. Because energy manipulation is not just a risk. When used well, it is a sacred tool. Now that you understand the basic principles of the human energy field, let's go deeper. Because if the universe is a living network of vibrations, and you are a conscious node within that network, then yes, you can directly influence it. The question is how? To answer it, we have to talk about the 3 pillars that energy alchemists mastered: intention, frequency, and direction. Think of them as coordinates. Together, they form the map of how energy moves and transforms. Intention, the heart of all energetic work. Energy doesn't move on its own. It needs an intention to guide it. But be careful, wishing is not the same as intending. Real intention doesn't come just from thought. It comes from the coherence between what you think, what you feel, and what you believe. Imagine you say you want health, you repeat it in your mind, but emotionally you're full of fear, and deep down you don't believe you deserve it. Your vibration is contradictory, and energy responds to that incoherence. On the other hand, when thought and purpose are aligned, the intention becomes clear and powerful. That's why many mantras, affirmations, or visualizations don't work. It's not a lack of technique, it's a lack of coherence. And that's why those who manipulate energy for dark purposes don't attack your mind first, but your emotions, because they know something key. If they alter how you feel, they alter your entire field.
Segundo pilar,
What? The secret language of the universe? Frequency is the note you emit simply by existing. Everything vibrates. A word spoken in anger doesn't vibrate the same as the same word spoken with compassion. Even a room where there was a fight keeps a different frequency than one where someone meditated. That's why your environment matters. The colors, the sounds, the music, the people around you, and even your most repeated thoughts. All of it either raises or lowers your frequency. Manipulating energy through frequency is one of the oldest and most effective techniques that exist. The Egyptians used chants, the Tibetans used bowls, the Africans used drums, and the Kabbalists used Hebrew letters. Why? Because sound directly impacts the electromagnetic, the human. Today we've forgotten this, and we allow the frequency of the media, digital noise, and negative messages to reprogram our field without asking for permission. Third pillar, direction. Where are you projecting your power? And imagine your energy as a laser beam. When it's scattered, it's just a weak flashlight. But when you focus it with clear intention and aligned frequency, realities, this isn't magic, it's esoteric science. The ancients knew how to project energy toward a sick organ, toward a specific goal, or toward someone who needed support. But they also knew something else. All projected energy returns, and it comes back amplified. This is where the art of protection comes in. If you don't project your energy consciously, others will do it for you. That's why it's vital to learn to clear your field at the end of the day, to cleanse your energy after intense encounters, and use vibrational shield techniques like the golden sphere, the violet mantle, or the luminous egg. You can also cut dense energetic ties with clear affirmations and focused breathing, or ritual baths with salt, rosemary, and symbolic fire. Mastering these 3 pillars is like finding the lost manual of the soul, and with practice, you start to notice subtle but powerful changes. People who used to drain you can no longer affect you, and projects that always ran into obstacles start to flow. Your body reacts differently to stress. Your perception sharpens. Your field expands. Because when you manage your energy consciously, the universe responds with synchronicities. Understanding that energetic manipulation is real shouldn't lead you to paranoia, but to clarity. It's not about fearing the invisible world, but about accepting that you already live within it. And that with the right tools, you can turn your life into a fertile space for creation, healing, and expansion. Here, we're not talking about complex rituals or secret formulas reserved for initiates with robes and mystery. We're talking about simple actions repeated with intention that over time completely reconfigure your vibrational field. These are some practical principles you can apply starting today to strengthen your energy and stop being manipulated without realizing it. First, cleanse your energy field at the end of the day. Just like you shower or change your clothes, you need to release the accumulated energetic load. Every conversation, every place, every interaction leaves a subtle mark. You can do it with a sea salt bath by passing incense around your body, or by visualizing a cascade of light falling over you. It removes all that isn't yours. Do it every night, even if you don't feel anything. This isn't spiritual drama, it's prevention. Breathe. Breathe with intention 3 times a day. Stop for a few seconds and take a deep, conscious breath. As you inhale, imagine you're absorbing clean light. As you exhale, let go of tension, fears, and thoughts that don't belong to you. This habit brings you back to your center and helps you regain your energetic control, especially when you feel like you're carrying the weight of the moment, time, or when you feel mentally confused.
Tercero,
Be mindful of your language. Every word carries an energetic charge. Avoid expressions of scarcity, constant complaining, or automatic victimhood. Change "I can't" to "I'm learning to." Change "everything goes wrong for me" to "I'm aligning myself with a solution." Your vibration is built through the way you speak because words are not just sounds, they are vehicles of power. However, if you're still watching this video, it's because you don't consume content at random. Are you looking for something deeper? Make it clear in the comments by writing, "I am aware of my energy." Few will do it, and that's precisely the point. On the other hand, the fourth one practices energy visualization. Before leaving home, visualize a sphere of golden light surrounding your entire body. Make it firm, bright, and compact. Imagine that nothing dense can enter, and that everything that leaves you is clean and orderly. This gesture creates a real shield because your mind doesn't distinguish between what is imagined and what is experienced, and your energy field responds to sustained images. Fifth, choose your environments wisely. Not all places are neutral. Some are filled with stress, heaviness, or negative intent. Learn to read the environment. Trust your bodily sensations. If a place makes you uncomfortable, take a deep breath. Strengthen your shield. And if you can, walk away. Your energy is priceless. Don't give it where it's not valued. What's important isn't doing everything perfectly. What matters is remembering that you can do something. Every conscious act, no matter how small it may seem, is a direct statement to the universe. I am sovereign over my energy. I choose to vibrate from my center. And that decision, repeated over and over again, is what truly makes you free. Since the beginning of history, human beings have tried to control what they do not understand. And when he discovered that everything in the universe vibrates, resonates, and responds, he understood something key. The real battle was never for land or riches, but for energy. Today, after centuries of induced oblivion, that truth is resurfacing. And if you're watching this video, it's no coincidence. You didn't get here by chance. You're tuning into a deeper, subtler, and much more powerful reality. You are energy. You use energy. You live immersed in an ocean of energy. It's not something external. It's your original language. Energy manipulation is not dark by nature, even if that's how they've sold it to you. It is an inherent ability of every conscious being. What defines its value is not the technique, but the intention. When you start observing your thoughts, directing your breath, taking care of your words, and cleansing your vibrational field, you become the alchemist of your own reality. You no longer walk through the world as a body trying to survive. You walk as a vibrant field, as a transmitter, as a living transformer. And here comes the most uncomfortable truth of all. If you don't manage your energy, someone else will. Energetic emptiness does not exist. Where there is neglect, influence enters. Where there is unconsciousness, programming appears. Where there is vibrational disorder, others take advantage. But when you become aware, you regain something that was taken from you. The power to create, the right to decide from your own frequency, the freedom to vibrate from who you truly are. Nothing external has more power than you, if you choose to remember it. So I'll ask you directly, are you going to keep walking through the world like an energy sponge, absorbing everything without direction? Or are you going to use this knowledge to regain your center, raise your vibration, and become an active channel of transformation? The world needs less reactive energy and more conscious energy, less emotional noise and more vibrational clarity, less passive manipulation and more directed manifestation. And if this video helped you open your eyes, it's time to take action. Subscribe to the channel to keep receiving teachings that few dare to share. Like it if something resonated within you, and share it with someone who needs to remember their invisible power. Because when you share awareness, you don't lose, you multiply. And in that echo you spread, your own energy rises. Remember this, your energy field is your signature in the universe. Make it resonate as what you truly are, a luminous, sovereign, vibrant, and awakened being.